Hey, everybody, it's time for another episode of the Chicago 60 Podcast. This week on the podcast, we have another special guest. We have TJ Karam here, and we're also going to be talking about moving to Chicago versus being from Chicago. What are the differences? What do we learn? What do people who move here want to know about it? Why did they move here in the first place? We talk about that tonight. We're also going to be talking about being actors in the Chi. What is it like being an actor in Chicago versus somewhere else like LA or New York? We're going to be talking about the CPS school strike. What's happening? Will Mayor Lori Lightfoot put out the fires? Will she have the water to save the day? We don't know, but we will discuss it. And of course, we end every episode with the Jack-Off of the Week. Now, gentlemen, it is time for
The Podcast.
Hey.
Nice. That was good, guys. That was
There
good.
it is.
All right.
That was probably one of the better ones. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
that.
All right,
Yeah.
well,
Hey,
cheers
cheers.
to the podcast.
That's right.
Cheers.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us a very, very special guest.
Yes,
and
we do.
First thing that I will mention about this is that you'll notice that our very fine guest had a very nice coffee mug because he is not a drinker because he is smart.
He's smart.
I am not smart.
Smart man.
I drank too much last night.
Yeah.
That
He was telling
that
us a
was the
story.
mistake.
Yeah.
When I tabulate the calculations of what alcohol does to, it's, yeah.
And that's
Like,
why
just
he doesn't
don't.
drink.
Yes,
Don't do
just
it.
Don't do it. But or do it. We don't. Whatever your life choice
We do
is,
not
we
discriminate.
do not discriminate here on this podcast.
It's all
some of us
love.
drink, some of us don't.
It's all
We
love here.
Everybody anyway. But let me introduce our fabulous guest real quick. So our guest is a phenomenal individual. Number one, he is from the great state of Texas. Texas. He is from Texas.
That big-ass
He
state.
is an insanely motivational guy. He does handstands all over the city. We're going to talk to him about that. He is an actor. He is a business owner. He is a producer. He is a host of the Indiana Film Race, which we're going to talk about. He was just on Chicago Med. The guy is fucking crushing it.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Karam is here with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, my
Glad to be
goodness.
here.
We're
We
glad
are
to
so
have
happy
you,
to have
man.
you,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Absolutely.
And of course, I'm your illustrious host, Justin Jaywar, and my co-star tonight,
Hey.
sitting across, we got
Hey.
Ron Russell.
That's right. I'm back, y'all.
How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, Justin?
We had a long weekend of meetings
yeah.
and meetings and meetings.
Yeah. And you had a long night of drinking.
And I
drinking
that was
and
last
drinking.
night. That was and now I said, well, here it is. Got to keep it going for
Trying
the
to
podcast.
hang.
So, that's right. Hair of the dog. That's
There you
right.
go.
If you're feeling that way, we'll just keep drinking. I
Hey,
guess is
the
the-
shoe
Yeah,
fits, man.
Jesus.
But yeah, we had a good productive weekend.
That's right. We did.
yeah.
We had as many meetings talking about many things. So
That's
it's
right.
very exciting. But anyway, we got TJ. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
Excellent.
Busy as always.
Yes.
But love the fact that I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the Chicago 60 podcast.
We definitely appreciate that,
Yeah,
man. We've been
looking forward to it.
We've been looking
Yes.
forward to you
Yeah,
coming,
very
man.
much
So
looking
I'm
forward
glad
to
you're
that.
here. Definitely
thanks,
glad you're
Thanks
here.
for the big build up.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Makes
it
me
is-
feel big-headed and good.
That's
You deserve it.
It's worthwhile.
You're good,
and
you know,
necessary.
we don't-
And if I mean, we want people to listen to you because you're
Yeah.
you're an interesting
Absolutely.
cat.
You got to
Yeah.
build
You
me
know?
up
That's
so
right.
that people listen to your podcast.
If I'm just like, yeah, we got a guy
yeah,
here.
this guy TJ.
Yeah.
He wears hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I wear hats, but no, you do some cool shit,
That's
man.
true.
So we gotta have you here. So let's get into what we're trying to talk about tonight. So let me give a little prep on what we're talking about. So first of all, TJ, you are from the great state, as I alluded to, of Texas.
I'm from the 915 from El Paso, Texas.
Oh, shenanigans.
yeah, shenanigans.
I spent
You
the
know
summer there in 7th grade, man. My
Did you really?
uncle, yeah, he was Fort Bliss, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
stationed there.
Fort
So
Bliss,
shout out,
Norman
man.
Base,
Yeah, I know
yeah.
all about that life, man.
EPT.
It was, yeah.
El
Oh,
Paso,
yeah.
Texas.
Yep.
I have
915.
Oh, the 915.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we're getting lyrical.
I
up
know,
in this
right?
bitch.
A little
My
melody
goodness.
up in here.
Yeah,
man.
wow.
Nice.
But the only places I've ever been to in Texas, actually, I've been to
Let me guess.
Austin.
Dallas, Austin.
of course.
Yes. San
Yeah.
Antonio.
San Antonio's cool.
San Antonio is cool.
San Antonio does not get as much credit as it should.
No,
it's
it
probably
does
one of
not.
my favorite cities in Texas.
Why
It
not?
is
Why
great.
people sleep on San Antonio?
I don't know, man, but it's a really cool city. I got a lot of family there.
Okay.
So, yeah, San Antonio's the shit.
Nice. Yeah, it was. I mean, they got the Riverwalk there, which is nice.
Yep.
Which, compared to the Chicago Riverwalk, which one is a better? I don't know. TJ, you're from Texas and you live here now, so which one is better in your opinion?
There's no wrong answer here.
I'll be honest. I love the river in Chicago. So we've since we moved here, we've lived in the city, and the river's great. I've been told not to swim in it.
In the river? Yeah.
Especially if you have like a cut or something that you can.
Yeah, because whatever that cut
Contract
is
shit.
you're probably going to lose that body part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I've
coming
heard-
off.
I've heard some scary stories about it.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. I like watching it turn green.
That
Which is
that
also
the thing.
not natural, but yep.
All
that's
right.
it.
Yeah.
There
but
is-
cool.
Yeah, there's just nothing natural about the Chicago Riverwalk at all.
No.
Yeah.
And-
I'll tell you
and
what,
the river
though,
in general.
if you've not been to the San Antonio Riverwalk, it's pretty dope.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah,
really
it's really nice,
It is
especially
really
with the Hispanic culture that it's based around. It's nice, man. It's a good place to have a margarita
Very much so.
if you drink.
Oh yeah, it's actually, you know what, I would.
If you drink.
I mean, if you drink, that's right. I did drink on that river walk,
Yeah.
and it was
I know you
very
did.
nice. Of course I did.
Yeah.
I was a couple years ago. I was still single, and there were pretty ladies walking about, so of course I was drinking.
And it's more of like a classic river walk. It's
Yeah.
you know, they don't allow huge boats and yachts and stuff on it. It's more of like you get in a little rowboat,
Okay.
if that's what you call it.
Right.
I don't think it's a rowboat. There's
The
probably
gondola.
a
It's
more,
like, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Welcome to San
yeah, it's funny. I was
Antonio.
going to say the gondola, but then I was
Yeah.
like, wait, that's just the ski thing, right? And then,
It's all romantic.
so, yeah.
Yes.
So I may not drink, but you can tell the damage is there. I should clarify.
Nah, you all right. You all good.
I don't drink anymore.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That is a clarification.
For good reason.
Yeah, and you know what? One day I hope to be amongst you. 'Cause I'm already like, last night was a bit much, man.
Hey man, you gotta take it easy, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes you gotta let loose, I suppose.
Yes,
but
sir.
Look like Billy Flores is also a fan of the San Antonio Riverwalk.
That's right. Billy Flores is watching. He likes it. That's
Shout out to
cool.
Billy. What's
That's
up, man?
That's right, Billy.
Of the defense guys.
That's right.
We'll see them for the next pregame show at the tailgate. But yeah, man. So you're from Texas.
Yep.
You are a family man. You are a dad.
I'm
and
a dad.
and
I
a
got
husband.
2 kids. I am a husband. I've got a wife.
That's right. Those are the prerequisites for
those
those
are the
titles.
criteria. I'm a dad with kids and a husband with a wife. Fucking crazy, right?
Oh my God.
So it adds up.
Wow.
Okay.
It does.
That does.
Yeah, it's
Two
got-
plus
I never-
2 equals 4.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way,
Yeah.
but it's the dead
Those are-
truth.
Those are the
Honest to
titles, right?
God truth.
And we've been in Chicago for about 3.5 years now. It's funny because I think wherever you're at, you kind of pick up on some of the accents. So every time I say Chicago, it kind of comes out like a Chicago accent.
Yeah.
But then whenever I'm around, people from Texas,
You
the
back
Texas
home,
accent comes back.
it comes
Whenever I'm
back.
in the mountains of Colorado, I get a little twang.
Oh, yeah?
And whenever I do an audition, it comes out like whatever the fuck they want it to. So
There you go. This dude, hey, you hear that? That's a pro, man.
That is
It's a
pro
professional.
stuff.
you roll with it.
So
There you
which
go.
Chicago accent would you like me to have? Regular Chicagoan or Texan who came to Chicago? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you do it both ways?
Can I hear it both ways, please?
Yeah.
typical casting.
Typical casting director.
We want to have
way?
we want to have a Texas accent, but let's just do it with no accent.
Yeah. We want
Yeah.
you to be from Texas, but with no
My
accent.
wife was she got an audition and it said evergreen accent, and then at the very bottom it said no accent.
Huh.
Yeah.
We want you to do it strongly, but curb your enthusiasm.
Right.
You have to love the sides, man. Like
break-
it's,
I don't know. We
breakdowns.
kind of jumped right into acting, so
Yeah, I
I'll
know.
go back. I got off topic there.
No,
Sorry.
no. It's
my
well,
first time.
it's all
I
good.
know. It's my first time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Virgin.
Oh my gosh.
You go break-
So we've been here for
Burner.
3.5 years. There we're
Nice.
back.
Nice.
We're
Okay,
back.
well here's question number 1.
Yeah.
So why did you move from you were in El Paso the whole time, right? You were living there for most of your life. Were you moving around Texas?
Born and raised in El Paso, lived in Dallas and Austin, bounced around a little bit, went to school in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was
legitimate.
a real pleasure.
Yeah.
I haven't been back since I graduated.
Okay.
Did you play any football or anything?
Oh, dude, I was like an intramural superstar.
Okay. All right.
I was a legend in my own mind.
Because
That's what you have to be. You have to be in your own
that
mind.
Texas football, that high school football is like religion down there, man.
Yeah,
it's like college.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah.
El Paso's a little different.
Okay.
Border town. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gotten bigger in high school football over the last 20 years or so. But growing up, Midland, Permian, all those teams were pretty serious.
Nice.
Football's serious in the rest of Texas. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up playing basketball though.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
What
yeah.
position?
Shooting guard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I was always
my claim to fame is I won the Texas Tech intramural 3-point championship.
No
Damn.
shit.
1995.
TJ got a burner,
Damn,
huh?
you a baller, man.
I was a baller
Nice.
back in my day.
I was a baller.
broke-
That's how I have to say it.
I would break
I
ankles often.
Oh,
Nice.
shit, he's breaking it.
Nice.
Leave people are just bent over, slumped over and stuff.
Yo, we
I
might
like
have to
that,
get.
man.
We might have to get a game going.
I think I'm got to come
Might
out of
get a game at some
retirement
point.
now. I
Right.
got to oil the knees up first, man.
Yeah, you
because
know.
that's why I can't play on concrete no more. I don't give. It got to be
Right.
indoor.
When I played basketball for a brief moment,
Oh,
and
shit.
I played point guard. Because I'm short, that's primarily the reason. But I couldn't shoot for shit, man. I could pass like a motherfucker.
That's what you need.
Passing is what I was great at.
Wonderful.
All those fancy, woo, woo, I could do all that shit. But and I could dribble around people, but I couldn't shoot for shit.
Guys in basketball nowadays love a good passer.
Yeah, of course.
Set
'Cause
the
no one wants to
table.
pass.
Yeah.
Set the
I
table,
can't,
man.
I can't. But other than that,
Yeah.
Okay.
you won't see me near a basketball court very often.
Well,
Soccer field, but
yeah. See, that's
That's
the
my
dribbling.
sport,
That's
but-
the dribbling you do.
yeah,
I'd love to play soccer, but I hate to run. So
yeah.
Dude, I'm the
That's the only-
same way. That running is
Well,
I
we were
don't
talking
want
about
to do it.
we were talking about
Yeah.
that with Lauren last week. We
Yep.
had Lauren Gaspar last week, and we were talking about
Yep.
running. And really, it's not good for you. It's really bad for your joints.
It's really true.
It's
Shin
really
splints.
not good. Really, I mean, our ancestors back in the olden times really only ran when they were trying to move or
Get
follow
somewhere,
the
yeah.
herds
Yeah.
to like get meat and shit.
True.
Otherwise, they plopped their ass on the ground and sat
Yeah.
for a long ass
And
time
they just
picking
walked.
berries.
They just
or
walked
walked.
everywhere.
Really,
yeah.
was walking.
There was no
yeah.
point of running.
There's no point in running. It's like
Unless you was running
yeah.
from an animal or something. You was running for
Right.
your life. But
Right,
yeah.
you're running for your life at that point. So yeah, like all this running and everything. Like for the life of me, I can't understand marathons. I don't know why. I mean, people who run the marathons, God bless you.
Yep.
If you want to do it,
strong.
yeah, good for you. You
Strong,
accomplished
but I
something.
can't
That's-
imagine making it like to mile 5.
That's a mental strength I don't have either. I
My
mean,
wife Cindy ran the marathon last year.
That's
Nice.
amazing, man.
Skipped it this year, and she wants to train for it again next year. But
God bless.
we
God
went
bless
we
your
went
wife
and
for that.
supported her last year, and I got up and helped her get to the starting line, and then watched her after like the first corner, and then I went back home and got the kids, and then we went and had coffee, and then we went and saw her at another location, and then we went and had lunch, saw her at another location. It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
You
Like,
got all
the
this
amount of time that
yeah,
we had to do
y'all
stuff.
just
Right.
doing downtime.
Yeah.
She's running.
And then we got to the finish line and watched her finish, and it was like, I can't believe she's still running.
Yeah, I know. I know.
The endurance.
It's phenomenal.
It's mental.
stupid.
It is.
I mean, look.
Running is stupid.
Yes.
I congratulate all the marathon runners, and
Yes.
I just
Yeah,
don't. I
For
can't.
me, I can't do it either, dude.
I cannot
can't.
do it. I don't have
gotta
the
run with
patience.
a purpose. If
I'm
I'm
Yes.
weak. I'm weak. I'm just gonna say it like it is.
or
I'm
you're
weak.
smart. One of the two. Or you're smart.
I'll go the
I-
latter.
I run for playing sports. I'll run for playing sports, basketball, soccer, or flag football or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
But just running for the sake of running,
No, it's
Oh.
it's not fun
no.
because the
What's
more
crazy is that some people think it's really fun.
it's not because then you get because you know I run on a treadmill. Okay, so and
But there's a purpose.
and that's a purpose. And people, of course, they always say running outside is more healthier because, the concrete, the terrain is different. But that concrete, that shock, that's tearing up your joints.
Yeah.
2 miles on a treadmill, dude. I'm ready to. I'm done.
I swear to God, I
I'm
go outside
done.
and I run
Hate
once a year. So I'm like, maybe I should give running a try.
Okay.
And I get about a mile in, and I swear to God, I feel like I've run about 14 miles.
Yeah.
And then I look at the distance I've run, and I'm like,
You like,
Yep.
God
I'm
damn
just
it.
not meant to do it.
Nah.
Yeah, I'll give 2 quick examples, and then we're gonna move back to the Texas food
Absolutely.
industry. But this is good. One, I have a buddy who we went up and did our fantasy football draft, and he's a runner. Like he'll be like, "Oh, I just ran 8 miles," blah blah blah. I went on a run with him when we were at his lake house in New Buffalo, Michigan. I went 2 days in a row. That was dumb. I ran basically a 5K
Shit.
both days in a row, and I don't. My
What's
my
the 5K?
body does not do that.
3 miles, right?
It's basically
5K?
3.
It's like
Well,
a little over 3 miles.
let me also maybe put a disclaimer. I didn't really.
How many
run a
times you
5K.
I know you did.
Is it run walk?
I ran. No, I ran with him the whole time, right? But I was at a slower pace because my body's just not used to running
Right.
as fast as he is, right? And then I stopped and I walked like a half a mile and then I ran the rest back.
Hey, you
the
better
thing.
than
I
me.
pushed myself. I did it.
Yeah.
But I had to walk because I was
It's
like,
tough.
yo, it's fucking tough, man.
It's not easy.
But he's got legit. I mean, he runs a lot.
Yeah.
First of all, his running style is completely off because when our ancestors, how we run, we ran on the balls of our feet.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But shoes nowadays, how they're constructed,
Yeah.
they give you all that cushion in the back,
Yep.
so you're running on your heels.
Yep.
So he's running on his heels. He's getting like issues in his knees and in his
Yeah.
joints from that.
Dude,
'cause
and
he's
also-
running so much, and he's running improperly, which he didn't even know.
That's gonna
He's been doing that
cause.
for years.
Guess
dude.
what? He's gonna have problems with his hip.
Yeah. That's what he is already.
That
yeah.
is. Yeah. And the
just
older he
killing
gets, that is going to get worse.
You see? And
He has
why
to
I don't
correct
run.
that now.
That's why I don't.
That's
either.
why I don't run, because I don't want problems with my hips.
Yeah, I don't.
Disclaimer, kids. Running is bad for you.
Stop. Just stop it. Stop
Gives you
running.
Bad
Yeah.
hips.
Stop going to track. It's not good for you.
Nobody going to winter cross country type shit right
Right.
now.
I hate to say
they're
it now,
not,
but
they're
here,
not doing
let
it.
me just pitch this idea to you. I got a sport, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna run in a circle, a bunch of fucking times, and after a certain number of laps, is what we'll call it, the person that finishes first is the winner.
Yeah. Sounds phenomenal.
Sounds like shit to me. I'm about to go grab a basketball. I'm gonna be running on this court while y'all
Yeah.
up on that track running the
and
circle,
run,
man.
run with purpose, right?
yeah,
And then-
man.
and
God,
then-
this is terrible because we just had the Chicago Marathon.
Yeah.
One of the
We
greatest.
literally just had,
one of
like,
the
literally
greatest things, one
just
of the
happened.
greatest things in Chicago.
yeah.
And I gotta say, most of what I'm saying comes out of just hating on people that can actually run.
These people can
Any
actually
kind
do
of
it. I
sorry.
can't do
Yeah.
it. Well, everybody has their own things that they like to do, and God bless them, and they accomplish it. I mean, it's a hell of an accomplishment.
I don't know how we got on a topic of what we're all talking about, something we dislike. Very
I know.
much.
I know.
Well, it's hey.
What did the runners do to us?
There's a lot of runners like,
let's
man,
take a
fuck
step
that.
back.
they make us feel like shit is what they're doing.
Hey,
Is
by,
what-
by the way, us three are right, and the thousands of people that ran on Sunday,
right.
wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
You
y'all-
don't know what you're doing. You're killing
Yeah.
yourselves.
You should have been at brunch with us.
Yeah, you should have been at brunch with us. And yeah, well, going to your point, you're like, oh yeah, let's run around in circles. That sounds like a great sport. And then cars were invented. Then somebody was like, hey, I want this shit to go faster.
We can do it
let's sit
faster."
in a car.
Hey, Earl.
Hey, bud, you're getting your car and go around in a circle real quick. Oh shit, that
Yeah.
shit's awesome. Hold on, let me get a beer.
Let me get bear.
Holy Christ! And then
Yeah.
NASCAR was invented, and I think that NASCAR is just an event for everybody to have an excuse to get drunk.
I've never been, but from what I understand, it's one of the most exhilarating sports to watch.
That's what I've heard.
Live to
Only
watch
if
it
you're
there.
like watching it close and you feel and hear.
That's,
thunder.
yeah, hearing
Yeah.
the engines.
Now I don't get that at a track meet. I don't. When all the
Not
guys,
unless you get
when
a
all,
really, really weird kid going.
when all the
Serious
guys, when all the
horsepower,
guys
dog.
round that corner,
Nah.
I don't get the same feeling.
No, I'm not getting that out
You
there.
just get the sultry sounds of wind.
Like,
as
hey,
it
here
runs
they
by.
come.
All you hear is the
Oh.
feet, the feet just pattering on the
Here
ground,
they
man,
come,
a little bit,
and they're gone.
Then they're gone, just like that.
Did you feel that? Did you feel that?
No.
Do you think it would be degrading if they had announcers for running track if they
'Cause
did for like horse running?
I think so.
And now he's coming around. Here comes Jimmy. And, oh no, here comes Ann running the corner. Oh no, she's right there. Oh, up. Oh, she fell down.
And it's so much slower.
It is.
It's way slower.
We're being such
That
jerks
wouldn't work.
about
I know.
runners. Okay.
What do we got against? All right,
let's
let's
move
move.
on.
We're off the rails. Let's get back on topic.
Get on the rails.
So TJ,
Yes.
what about why? So first, why did you and your family decide to move to Chicago of all places? Was there a particular reason?
So it's a good story.
Okay, that's what we like.
The short version is that I wanted to be in Denver and my wife wanted to be in Chicago, so we're in Chicago.
We see.
Oh, I guess she
The
won that
longer
battle,
version
huh?
is that we had talked about getting out of El Paso. My daughter was getting ready to get out of grade school, so we thought it was a good transition. We had some really good friends who were living in Northbrook, and we'd been coming up once a year to visit them, typically like during New Year's, so we were, kind of knew what the winters were like. And so we decided summer of 16, I was going to say summer of 69, but it was the summer of 16, instead of taking like a family trip and spending all this money, we'd go rent like an Airbnb and try out a city. So we came to Chicago in June. At some point in June, we were supposed to be back in El Paso like August 11th. And on August 1st, my wife was like, why don't we just stay? And I was like, that's impossible. I've got work. We don't have a school. We don't have some place to live. I said, look, if you can find all this stuff in the next, 5 days or so, we'll stay. And she found it all.
Women.
Wow.
Got into school, found a place to live. We flew home, packed up some boxes, had them trained up here, and that's it.
That.
The rest
Wow.
is history, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a good story, but it was.
That is a good story.
it's a
The
story.
fact
I
that she,
the summer sucked us in for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean summertime
Summers
in the
here are
Chi.
beautiful.
I bet that winter. I bet you was looking at her that first winter like, girl, what you got us into? Man?
Actually, I don't mind and it's still pretty novel for us. I don't mind the winters. I like cold weather.
Okay.
Polar vortex was
That was a trip.
pretty cold. I went outside to check that out, and it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
But it's not bad until your eyeballs start freezing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Your snot
and then
freeze
it's kinda
up.
cold. But we came from a place where you can't really enjoy the summers outside,
Right.
because
so hot.
it's 100 and something degrees and it melts your skin.
That's-
So we're just kind of a trade-off.
I know that. Yeah. When I was in El Paso for that summer, 8 o'clock, man, in the morning, it's like 85 degrees, dude. Like
Bro.
sun up, it's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hot all day.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But in the winters, it's fantastic.
I'm
It's
sure.
like 78.
yeah, that's right.
Nice.
It's just a trade-off.
Yeah, it's a
It's
trade-off.
People
trade-off.
are wearing their parkas in El Paso when it's like 55.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's like in Brazil. When I was in Brazil, same deal. I mean, it was like in the 60s.
Get to break
And
out
I'm
the big
like,
coat.
And I'm like in a t-shirt and shorts. I'm like, this is great weather. And all the Brazilians are in coats, like winter coats and
You're
long
like, what
shirts,
the
and they're
fuck
looking at me
is
like,
going on
who
here?
the hell is this guy?
Like, this weirdo.
Yeah, this
and
guy.
you looking at them like, y'all are
They're
just
like
over the
he's
top.
just
man.
American.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Man.
so funny. But yeah, okay, cool. So what was there any particular reasons why your wife wanted to pick or was so into Chicago?
We just want to try something totally different. I either wanted like country or big city, and I was completely happy with going to either one. And so got here, enjoyed the summer so much, we just thought, let's give it a try. And so we were actually going to just try it out for a year. We both work from home, so it was kind of a good opportunity. We thought we'd just try it for a year, and my daughter just like got into school, and she met a ton of good friends, and now she started high school, so we're stuck here for at least the next 4 years. Not stuck here, I shouldn't say that. That's bad.
Trust me, I understand.
But we're here for at least 4 years.
Stuck
He cleaned that up real fast, didn't he? Y'all?
Fucking stuck in Chicago.
Oh my god.
That's a movie. That's a movie idea. Stuck in Chicago.
Yeah, and it's actually everything's turned out. I mean, things happen for a reason, right?
That's right.
What's meant to be is
Agreed.
meant to be. Had no idea we'd be in Chicago. Had no idea I'd be acting. None of this stuff was on the forecast 4 years ago. So, yeah,
It just happened.
shit shakes out.
Shit does
I
shake
love
out.
that.
Yes.
Shake shakes out, y'all.
Yeah,
We won't go
All right.
into the actual
No.
Where it
details
shakes
of
out
that,
We won't
but-
give it where it comes from, but
it
you just
does.
know it shakes.
So there you go. Nice. Was there anything? I'm curious if there was there anything that you didn't know about Chicago when you arrived here and started like just staying here in the Airbnb and then started living here full time that you were like, oh, this is something that's not true or something that we didn't think about.
Absolutely. So, I mean, number one, the biggest misconception, and when we first decided to move here, we were getting text messages like, oh, my God, be safe. Don't get a shot. And so that was like number one, right? Like, I feel like it's obviously bad news is what sells.
Yeah.
So all you're going to hear about Chicago is the financial turmoil and the killings. And then I would say, it's not. It's very sad and tragic and true that in certain sections there's these things going on, but we haven't experienced it, and I think a lot of the city does not experience it. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is the Midwest culture is just phenomenal. You've got a big city.
Shout out to the Midwest.
And you've got everything you want in a big city, but it's super clean for the most part, and people are cool.
True.
Like, people are not
True.
dicks here.
No.
Like, I can spend 2 days in New York maybe, and then I'm ready to like go.
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It's a cool city, right? But
Yeah.
it's just not my vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And Chicago, I feel good when I'm in the city. Like, it feels good. People are cool, and I think it's a great place, and it's a great culture for the kids to be able to experience. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, compared to New York, I mean, I've been out to New York several times. It smells. It's very confined.
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton of people there, and
Yeah.
they're all trying to hustle and make it, and nobody has time for anybody. And good luck asking for directions or trying to figure. You're on your own, motherfucker.
Yeah.
In New York,
It's just
you better know how to your way
fast-paced
around.
mentality.
Right.
I mean, everything, like, walk fast. People trying to get places. They movers and shakers there. They're not people asking. They demand there. So I respect New Yorkers. They definitely have a mentality there. But
absolutely. But Chicago, I mean, in its own right, people are hustlers here, man.
100%.
People are. Chicago gives you all those great things, right? It's not New York, it's not LA, but thank God it's not.
Right, 100%.
Right? Because I couldn't live here if it was.
Right.
It's true.
And I, as an actor, I get the benefit of having 100% legit acting career opportunities and a great place to build a career without having to be in one of those other places. And you get all the benefits of being in a big city,
Totally.
but beautiful suburbs and tons of stuff to do in the lake and, hiking. Anything you want to do, you can do within a short period of time. Plus, you're so close. One of the biggest things I love about Chicago is that, in Texas is so big, right? In El Paso, it would take us 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours to drive to San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Houston. We were closer to Phoenix, Arizona, which was about a 6-hour drive. But here in Chicago, we're so close. We can get, to Indianapolis or Detroit. I mean, I can be in Canada in 8 hours on a drive.
Mm-hmm. We'll be doing that drive.
It's so close.
We have a special announcement to make in about a week or so.
You see, sorry, I didn't mean to divulge that.
No, that's
early.
okay.
I didn't even know about it.
You all good.
No, you're good.
I'm a prognosticator, by the way.
I prognosticate.
But yeah, so there's a lot of benefits to being here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, this is why I wanted to talk about this, because Ron and I are from here, right? So we already know. So when we go to other places, I'm always comparing other places to Chicago.
Naturally.
Naturally. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, I lived in Europe for a bit of time, so I was also comparing cities to Chicago. And in fact, one thing that we are going to be doing from this podcast and from the Chicago 60 show is we're going to do let's just say we will be traveling to some other places.
That's right.
We'll be doing some videos comparing those cities to Chicago. It's this new segment that we're coming out with. I don't want to give it away right now, but it's happening. But that idea speared from me going to all these other cities and comparing it to Chicago and being like, Chicago offers so much shit. Like, number one, an amazingly beautiful city. It's clean because
clean.
and that's because of the Chicago fire. So they had somebody come in and completely rebuild the structure of the city in a grid system. So you've got alleyways, so all the trash is in there, so it smells nice. Yeah. It's beautiful because you have the river and the lake right there.
Yep.
And you've got an amazingly
Skyline.
gorgeous. The skyline is, the only
it's
other
awesome. I mean, I still remember the first day we drove in.
It's
Just
amazing.
seeing it and being
You feel
like,
it never gets old.
It never gets
It
old.
I
never
still
gets
feel like a
old.
tourist. 3.5 years in,
Yeah.
I still feel like a tourist.
Fuck, even I do. Because I
Yeah.
because I mean, I haven't explored everywhere in the city. So if I pick another angle and I look at it, I'm like, holy shit,
I'm
this is a
telling you,
beautiful
coming
fucking
from the
place.
South Side, taking Lakeshore Drive to downtown at night,
Unreal.
dude,
Beautiful.
that
Unreal.
is that's like my favorite view.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable view. And I mean, and there's all these like nooks and crannies. You get like all the. I mean, there are photographers that just take photos all over the city, getting these amazing shots. You've got huge buildings in the Sears Tower and the Hancock, so you can get beautiful views
You
from.
can get so many angles. Like, I mean, there's always a new angle that somebody's coming up with, and you're just like,
Yeah.
wow, that's absolutely amazing. So yeah,
There's that. The food. I mean, yeah, okay, you can get some really good food in New York.
that's
but
not even fair.
I will
But-
tell you.
but
I
Chicago's
will
food
tell you, and I
is-
probably get dumped on for this one, but I am not a fan of Chicago pizza.
Okay,
Okay,
that's fair.
I'm not a fan of deep dish.
That's fair.
I don't know
right.
how to do it. Maybe I'm just like not given the right,
Utensils that because you
lessons
can't.
on it.
You gotta
I
have
just-
a fork and a knife for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, number
ideally.
one, I don't know how anybody can fucking wait 50 minutes for a pizza.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
not, I'm not used to
Hey,
going places and be
TJ,
like, "Gotta be
that's-
out in 50 minutes.
Dude,
Flat
yeah,
out.
you got to get your appetizer because you are
Bro.
waiting. Some couple
Bro,
beers.
Give me that thin shit. And make it come out in 20 minutes, all right? Because I'm pretty hungry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I
I
mean-
don't know. I've just never been a big fan of. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I like what I prefer and whatnot. But you're right. Chicago has a lot of great restaurants.
Great restaurants and great food in general.
Something new all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me ask you a question. Here's my biggest beef, or not even my biggest beef, but like
Beefs.
my biggest like question is how the hell is Chicago in financial trouble?
Oh,
Oh man.
I mean,
We're gonna
when
get
we
in- we're
when
gonna
we
get
look,
into
I
it.
mean, this is going to be part of something else we're going to talk about tonight, anyway. I think,
Mm-hmm.
but it blows my mind with the amount, because we're talking about all the amazing things that Chicago has, right?
Right.
And I only hear whispers because I'm not from Chicago. I didn't grow up here, but I hear whispers from people I talk to as to why we're in Chicago and we're in financial trouble, and it all leads back to like corruption or whatever. But
Yes.
yeah, that's
I mean,
pretty.
Here's the thing:
That is
how is that possible? With I
How
mean,
is
I
it
live in the
possible?
city. I see all the tourists all the time, and all the shit that's going
There
on,
is there
and
is
all
an
the commerce.
amazing amount of wealth in this city.
Yeah,
100%. But there's Ron. I'll let you go first because this is okay. So this is great. This is exactly what I wanted from this segment because you coming from Texas and now being here, this is like you're like you still even having lived here 3.5 years, you have this question, which is amazing. Us fucking living here our entire lives, bro. We know, and the thing is like we know, but even though people know what the problem is, it still doesn't get fixed.
I mean,
And
here's the
and
other sub part of that question is, what the fuck happens if a city goes bankrupt? Do they just shut down?
That is.
I mean, does
great
everybody have to
question.
leave?
That's a
Does
hell
everybody
of a,
have to leave? I mean,
Great
does it become like an
questions.
apocalypse?
It
I mean,
becomes
what,
like when the
what
federal government
happens?
shuts down.
Because
Nobody gets into museums.
I haven't bought a house here, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
I know if it shuts down, I just move back to El Paso, Texas. But
right.
if they'll take me.
Yeah, right.
But I
right.
mean, what happens if a city goes bankrupt? I haven't done that. I haven't gone that far.
That's a great question. Well, we don't know either.
Yeah, I
because
don't know,
We're
man.
hoping it doesn't happen, but it's getting close.
I hope
Because
that
the whole
doesn't
state-
happen. It just seems like it'll be something like really horrible. I mean, when I hear about a state going bankrupt, I mean, the first thing that come to mind for me is like Flint, Michigan, how it'll just be issues. I feel like things would just start to just happen and just terrible.
How the hell does that happen, though?
Well-
Okay. All right. Let's get it. Do you want to go
I think.
first?
Well,
Ron,
I'm
or do you want me
just
to
going
go?
to say a couple things. One, I mean, our state. It starts at the state level.
It's a state level.
The state level.
And here's one thing
is-
before you get into
Mm-hmm.
that: the state and the city are not as always intertwined
Exactly.
as people think they are.
Exactly.
So that's another thing.
Yeah. I think it starts at the state level. I mean, when you have governors indicted consecutively, for the state. So,
Rod Blagojevich, oh my god!
hey, what's up with
Good
Blago?
old
Blago.
hashtag blog.
Blago.
Hashtag blog was a creep.
Lego head, Lego hair, Blago.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, and I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of ghost payroll, here in Chicago, construction. It's just a lot of.
Yo, I'll give you a couple of prime Okay, so there's.
I mean, I'm not going to wake up in a box tomorrow morning with a cement pour like above my head, am I?
No.
It is a gangster town, man. Don't let it. Don't get it twisted, man.
We're not calling out anybody's name.
We're not calling nobody.
Just don't be like Charlie Barons and start saying you're going to drop a line or anything like that.
No, bro.
That has a completely different meaning in Chicago where Wisconsin. You might be in the bottom of that river that you don't want to be in if you're saying the wrong things. But no, all right, look. So here's a couple of things, and these are the things that everybody knows, and in some cases people will say out loud, but shit just goes away. And we've talked about some of that shit on this podcast already. So number one, at the state level, there is a guy who is like the legitimate Scott Underwood. What the fuck is his name? Kevin Spacey. His character Frank Underwood. He is like Frank Underwood. Okay, his name is Mike Madigan. He fucking runs the goddamn.
Let's just put it out there.
Mike. No, for real. It's Mike Madigan. No, for real. But everybody fucking knows this. But we've talked about articles where okay, so he's still in his own district. He had we did this story on the podcast. There was a Hispanic guy who was running against him in his district. Guy wasn't gonna win. Mike Madigan's team still put up 2 other Hispanic candidates. They're looking at this right now. It's getting federally investigated. They put up 2 other Hispanic candidates. They didn't run. They didn't do anything. They just put the names on the ballot and did the basic minimum shit just to siphon votes away from the main guy who was getting minimal. Mike Madigan wasn't losing. He still had his aides do that shit just to ensure that there was no way he would potentially lose his seat. The guy's been in power for over 3 decades. Man.
Yeah.
His daughter, he got in as the attorney general.
Right.
He's gearing her up to become probably governor or something else at some point. He runs the fucking state, dude. He runs it. He's been the Speaker of the House for I think legitimately 3 decades now, and he is on record having stated that he hasn't given funding for certain projects to help the African American community in the Chicago.
Tell him.
In order to hold it over Republicans when they're running or if they're in power. I mean, the man is on record having said this, and yet he still wins because he's in a district where he makes sure he wins, and then he runs the fucking state, and that's why the state is bankrupt. Here's another great example.
Tell him.
They passed a law and it went through where they said basically the law states. Any money that so if you're on the highways, TJ, you're on the Dan Ryan, not the Dan Ryan, you're on this, if you're on the Reagan or if you're on the Ike where they actually have tolls, or 355, all that money that you pay on the tolls can only go to road construction and road repair now. So first people are like, oh, well that makes sense. The roads suck, so we should but here's the thing.
Who runs the construction companies?
Boom, TJ. Boom, boom. His cronies who donate tons of money to his stuff.
So they're getting those contracts.
Yeah, they're getting all those contracts for that. And here's the thing that's fucked up. Now there's so much money in there because think about how many cars, and it's $1.50 for every time you pass through. Think about how much money that is on a daily basis, on an hourly basis.
Yep.
None of that money, dude. We're in a fucking pension crisis. There are fucking firefighters, police officers, and teachers who aren't getting fucking paid. And there's money in this fund that could help to siphon that off and help it out. Can't be touched now. All that money just goes to the. It's basically like a cycle that goes through. So there's one reason for you. Money is just there that it can't be touched, which is horrific. Number 2, the city of Chicago has been poorly run for many, many years, starting with Daley. Daley was basically like the other Frank Underwood for a long time.
You got to start with Dad Daley first.
Oh no, for real. No, Dad Daley first.
Because Dad Daley, he was like Mike Madigan. I mean, he was like mayor forever.
Yeah.
Wait, can we back up a minute and just? Sure. I'd like to just express that Mike Madigan sounds like a fake name from it's like from the movie Billy Madison or something.
Well,
I mean Happy Gilmore or something like Mike Madigan.
TJ,
really?
TJ, no joke. Right now in my 9-to-5 job, my sales job, I'm calling on a Mike Madigan, and I don't know how I feel about
You're
that.
probably giggling every time you like to say his name.
Every time I'm hoping I get through actual Mike Madigan, and it's like him, and he's like, I'm like, dude, you're running a fucking trading. It might be him. I don't even know. You're running a trading company too, dude. How many hands and how many cookie jars do you fucking have, bro?
All of them.
All of them, literally. This is a perfect time. This is like a Daniel Day-Lewis in fucking what is that movie? There will be blood. Mike Madigan, his Daniel Day-Lewis, he's like, I take your milkshake. I put my fuck it all up. That's basically what's happening in this tape, bro.
He's just sucking up everybody's milkshake, dude. That's so whack.
I've been wanting to fucking do that on this podcast for the longest time now.
And
I'm going to clip that shit. That's going to be the end of the podcast from now on.
That's how we end. I'm going to suck you up out of this show.
That's right. Right now it ends with don't be a dick, be a ditka, but I might change that now. So I mean that's why.
I get it, and I think I kind of know the answer to the question before I ask it, but it just blows my mind. It just leads back to why politics suck completely, and why parties, by the political parties, both suck in my mind, and why I've kind of I don't talk politics or religion, but especially now during this political climate, why I've clearly gone to a more independent stance, because I don't fucking get it. I don't see how it continues to happen. And in Chicago's one thing, and the financial crisis of Chicago is one thing, but when you just look at like the political climate across the board, it's fucking ridiculous.
It just pisses you off
and childish.
You feel like
it's so stupid.
It's stupid. You feel like you have like your hands are tied. There's nothing you can do. We just have to sit and wait.
Yeah, there is nothing. I mean, even
you can do
voting.
Sit around, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the whole thing. Even if you're voting, it's almost like
it's a joke.
They're constantly rewriting districts.
Still vote, everybody. Still do it.
Still go out and vote. But I think
you have to.
What I think is bullshit is that you listen to politicians, and I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or whatever, but there's been issues with every president, right? It's not just, and I know that if you're strong political tie to one party or the other, you're going to argue for your party. That's great, but no president or at any level of government, no politician ever gets into office. It seems like, I could be wrong. You could point someone out to me and show me someone that's done it, but everything better lunches and in the cafeteria and longer recess. I mean, it all just seems to be bullshit, and it's all party based. And then you get in the office and you just do what your party says and fucking move down the road.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like that, and there's a lot of instances like that. It's all power plays in there. I mean, I love talking politics,
but I don't talk politics.
I know. I'll do it, man. I geek out on this shit.
I'm going to get you started, and then I'm going to say I don't talk politics.
I know, right? Well, we'll get off of this, but what I'll just say is you are 100% correct in everything you just said, and it's completely crazy how things are, and it's at all levels. But the one point I was going to make is this, right? So politics, and that's primarily the point of this podcast. We're not afraid to talk about these things, so they need to be talked about. People need to know.
Hell no.
I mean, people need to know, because people know, but sometimes they don't know what they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to help bring this information on this podcast and have honest conversations like this. No,
I like that, and I'm not educated enough to bring the knowledge, but I do have I pose the questions. Because what the fuck?
I appreciate that, and so here's just a general thought about politics in general, and this goes back to like the formation of this country.
Oh shit! Hey, just about to get deep, y'all.
For real, if you read Alexis de Tocqueville's book Democracy in America, there is a whole section where he talks about how good people will not run for office, because once you are in office, it is impossible to be good.
Exactly. You're corrupted.
And you get corrupted. And good people they can see that is going to happen to them, and they choose not to do so. So you get folks who are politicians who are willing to go, like, you get people who probably still go into it altruistically and want to do well.
I believe that.
I believe there are a lot of people who do that. But fuck, Jesus, just within this last decade, there have been several politicians on both the Democratic and Republican sides who were in office and basically were like, I'm not running again because nothing's getting done anymore. This partisan shit is off the rails. And
there's no partisan.
I used to be able to work with people, and now I can't work with people. So I'm out.
Bipartisan is, right.
It's not even a thing.
My favorite saying is, I work with both sides of the aisle.
Right.
Like, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, you
can't. You work on both sides of the aisle if they agree with your party.
That's correct. Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, God, we're getting.
And I'm
like
not
these,
blaming the actual individuals. It's just politics.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes back to, and that's always.
But it's politics. I feel like I will just say the reason why I dislike politics is because I really think that it's all done. It should be based around doing what's best for our country and for the people of this country. And really, it just comes down to party. And I think it trickles down to individuals, too, because if you talk to individuals on either side that are, I hate the term far left or far right, but if you talk to people that are very narrow-minded and just, have gone to the extreme, there is no fucking reasoning. There is no reasoning as to, but what is best for the nation, or what is best for the people as a whole. There is no fucking reasoning on that. It is just, this is the way I see it, and if you don't see it this way, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what? We're tolerant of everybody unless they don't agree with us. Fuck you.
That's right. 100%.
You know what I mean?
And that comes
it's
back
just
to
bullshit preaching.
It comes back to this state and to this city of Chicago. Same difference. We on this podcast have talked about numerous situations where money is just going to projects and things, and we're just like,
It's like,
I'm
what?
sorry, we have this money? Why
Yeah.
is it not going? Yo, in fucking Harvey, they're trying to fucking, I'm pretty sure it's Harvey, they're trying to, literally, there's like lead poisoning, brain damaging water because fucking pipes over there haven't been updated for fucking decades.
Yeah.
And we can't get them the fucking money that they need, but we're going to build a fucking library or a fucking the George Lucas Museum. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the whole thing. Like, it doesn't make sense. And to your point, what you just said, that is another reason why this city is bankrupt, because money is going to places that it shouldn't be going to.
It should not,
because people because of the politics, people are just trying to get reelected. That's really all it is. I mean, fuck, motherfuckers in office spend so much of their time doing fundraising and to basically do what my job is, cold calling.
Bro, don't even
fucking
get
people.
me started
Holy
on
cripes.
fundraising, how much money is raised, how much money people give for fund, for like political campaigns.
And then so
Right.
that gets shady too, because you get people donating. You get these shady individuals donating to these parties. Why are you taking money from these people? You know what I'm saying? So it gets.
They just want you to do something for them later.
Of course.
Nothing's.
Nothing. Hey, you get.
It's all quid pro quo.
Yeah. You don't get something for nothing.
That's right.
Know?
Not when it comes to the upper echelons of politics in the state, and particularly in Chicago. And that's
Especially
another thing.
in Chicago.
Is that the city of Chicago is constantly fighting for money from the state.
Look at Chicago, how they just sell off stuff to private, companies.
Mm-hmm.
The pay boxes. They got rid of the actual old machines that we had, and you got these privatized companies, and they come in and they scoop all the stuff up. So that right there it just lets you know they're not trying to do anything for us. It's all about people lining their pockets for their greater good.
Let me tell you something. The city of Chicago could come out of financial troubles by the amount of fucking tickets they've written me since I've been in Chicago. Let me tell you something.
All about that life.
I had like on my record, I probably had one ticket in the last 15 years living in Texas. I come to Chicago and it's like I'm afraid to take my car anywhere because I always, and it'll be like my parking meter ran out like 1 second, or I've actually bullshit, because I've actually contested like 5 out of 8 tickets, and I've won all 5 contests.
Oh wow!
Because I've been like,
Congratulations.
hey, my park.
You might want to leave a note. You might want to leave a note on your
You should
page.
start your own podcast. How to get out Chicago tickets.
Well, no, it's because like I say, hey, here's a copy of the Park Chicago, whatever that app is, showing that this is the time from this time to this time. Here's the ticket that's written for this time. We've decided that you have won the contest, and you will not be liable. Well,
I've had that too. Yeah,
I paid for it,
dude. I fucking moved the place before here in the studio, place I was before. I left my car outside. I had I wasn't the way they had the signs. It was confusing to me, so I thought I was good where I parked. I got like 5 tickets within the first weekend of living in my new place. I was like, "Fuck, bro." That's $5, and it's $500.
That's the other thing. It's not like it's not like it's a $20 ticket.
Nah, it ain't some stuff you be like, oh, hold on, I got this, babe. Let me go ahead and knock this out. We can still continue and go do the show and go to. Nah, dude, you get parking tickets here.
Like
shit, you like, damn, do I pay rent or do I get
Parking
this
tickets
boot off my car,
Yeah,
dog?
bro.
Because they go tow your shit.
Parking tickets where I'm from are like $20, $25.
Nah, man.
And that's
Yeah.
like an expensive one.
That's how they are in the burbs.
Dude, here they're
only
like
20,
50 to
$25.
$100.
Yep.
And they double
And they,
after 7 days.
That's right. They can. Yeah, if you don't
Okay,
pay them.
that's enough
That's
bitching
right.
to me.
Yep. Well, shit. So is that something you didn't know about when you first moved here?
But I love it.
It's fun to live here, though.
No, I
Like,
love. I mean, all that aside, I really do like living in Chicago, and it's been a great experience for me and my family so far. I love you, Chicago.
Well, that's why I found your story so interesting, and why I wanted to have you on and talk about this. And I love where it went, the conversation.
rants,
I mean, you had a great question.
crazy rants.
Yeah, we went off somewhere I didn't expect, but it was great because it is true. Like, people who move here don't really understand. Like, the reason why you pose those questions is because you're like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm from
no,
a
it's
place
not what
this
I'm
should
used
not
to.
be happening here. It doesn't make sense. And it's I mean, Chicago has a reputation for this shit, man. We
Yeah.
have a reputation for being corrupt. I mean, there was a whole back in the olden days, man. The what I think was the
He
Tawny.
loves talking about the olden days.
Olden days.
And our forefathers.
Dude, I'm a nerd.
Just
I
with all
know
this
my history,
knowledge,
Kick some
man.
knowledge, bro. I want
I
to hear
believe it was the Tawny or Tawny. I probably got that wrong. Some can fact check me on that. But fuck. Here's bro. Here's why it's called the Windy City.
My keyboard didn't
That's right.
It's not because of the wind coming off the lake,
I know.
folks.
I know why.
Revenge of the
Tell
Nerds.
us.
I didn't know. That's one thing I learned. It's called the Windy City because of the politics.
Absolutely.
That is correct.
But I still hear people talk about Chicago that aren't from here that have visited. Like I'll hear somebody say that's why they call it the Windy City
yeah.
because the wind coming off the lake. And I had to learn that when I got here.
Yeah.
That's
That is
an
the
easy. That's an easy. That's a misconception.
That is that is probably the number one. Like, everybody in the country probably knows Windy City, but they don't know.
It's
They think
because
windy.
politics blow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Or you're blowing somebody
blowing
for your
out-
politics.
Right.
Or or they just blowing shit out their ass.
Yeah, but yeah, the real the very 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 brief history about that is that I think it was the Tawny or Tolly
I'm not sure I
party. Oh,
Hey.
Oh, come on,
that is
Siri.
see, Siri doesn't understand either, TJ.
Hey Siri, be like
She's
that
like, I don't
sometimes.
understand the corruption in Chicago either. Well, I'm going to tell you, Siri. You should know this already. You.
What's going on over there,
I'm
man?
just
Your
having
fa-
some-
with your fancy
What is
watch.
going on over here in my Apple Watch?
People don't
man?
want us talking about this.
They
is what
don't.
it is.
Isn't that something?
Government.
I wonder who
Somebody's
those people
listening.
are.
Google.
Wow.
Google's listening,
Apple's
bro.
listening,
Shut
man.
you
That
down.
is,
Uh-oh.
that is scary.
Yeah.
Shut you down.
But that was the whole thing back in like the turn of the century, the 1890s to 1900s. The Tawny, whatever their party was, literally, people would change their opinions on things like the wind, depending on who was paying them off, or somebody beating somebody up, like Gangs of New York type shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it was in Chicago, and that's where that term actually comes from.
By
But,
the way, Daniel Day-Lewis, fucking man.
oh, he's the best.
Dude.
He's awesome.
One of the greatest.
Yeah,
He's the best.
Okay. That's all
100%.
I wanted to say about that.
All right. Well, moving right along in
Other news.
we got two other things we want to talk about real quick. Let's talk really, really briefly about this whole CPS strike that's going on. This is. I mean, it's kind of in line with what we were talking about,
Yeah.
but I mean, okay. So let's get into this. So Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who lives on the same street as our boy Landon, by the way. That's why there's always cops outside. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I know
That's
that.
hilarious.
I
She
just
lives-
found that
she
out.
lives
She
over
lives
there?
in in Logan, bro. Maybe I
didn't
shouldn't be
know-
divulging this.
No.
That's why there's cops outside
Don't,
her
don't
house.
mention any streets, but do you ever notice that cop cars that are always hanging out?
You know
Yeah.
what? Now I think, okay, I do. Wow.
Always.
Huh.
We could be wrong, by the way, but that's
Right.
what I think.
We could be wrong. It's maybe a diversion, but anyway. So
I'm seldom wrong, though.
Mayor.
Lori Lightfoot
There you go.
is basically picking up the pieces from Rahm Emanuel dealing with this CPS issue, right? So they're trying to pledge an additional $2 million to grow the pipeline of critical. Really, it's about support staff.
Yeah.
Here's the crux of the thing. The teachers union.
Yep.
Really they want a bunch more support staff. They want a bunch more money, and they want more money for their teachers and better benefits,
Right.
medical plans, things like that. Okay.
So here's the top 5, right?
Yeah.
I got them right here.
Nice.
Number 1, which would surprise you, because I think a lot of people, when they hear a teacher strike, they just think money.
Yeah, it's not just
like
that.
salaries.
Right.
The number 1 complaint is class sizes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the
Reduce
research
class
I was
size.
doing on this, unfucking real. Some teachers reported having class sizes up to 50 kids
That's a lot of kids to manage.
without an assistant. How do you even?
How's anyone
So they're
learning?
trying to fight for elementary school classes to be no more than 25 kids, and high school, middle school classes to be no more than 28 kids. Which I feel like as a teacher, if I'm a teacher, number one, shout out to all the teachers.
Yeah, for real.
Teachers.
Teachers.
You want to talk about saving lives?
Yeah.
And stimulating the economy.
Absolutely.
And not there's bad in every single profession, but teachers are the lifeline. Especially in a city like Chicago that deals with a lot of poverty. Talk about, bro, there's so many things we could get into with Chicago. You talk about Chicago being a big adversary for bringing for being a safe city and all this kind of stuff. Do we even realize the homelessness problem in Chicago and the homelessness problem for young people,
Right.
kids that are still enrolled in high school but that are homeless,
Right.
And you talk about a safe place for kids to be during the day, and then to give them a chance at a better life. How are they supposed to be educated? I can't imagine running a classroom and trying to be able to get through to 28 kids even. I mean, so that's the number one complaint. They're asking for smaller classes.
Yep.
Let's see. Wages was the thing. Here's what's really interesting to me. I did some research on the wages for the teachers in Chicago.
Yeah.
They make pretty damn good money.
They
They
do.
do. They actually do.
They're number one.
They do.
In big cities.
Yep.
Which blew my mind. I thought, we were talking about because I come from a place where teachers make 25, 26 grand a year, right? They're a teacher that has 5 years experience is making in the neighborhood of like 78 grand a year. Damn, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not saying that they don't deserve it. I think they totally fucking deserve it. But I think that's great. I think they totally fucking deserve it. So that's part of it. They're negotiating on an increase for wages, but they were talking about an increase that would possibly bring in the next 5 years teachers that have 5 years experience up to 100 grand a year.
Yeah, I mean that's a
not-
good chunk of coin.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
they do.
In this city.
But what I'm saying, they
Yeah.
deserve it, but I don't know that should be a main point of contention when you're talking about shutting down schools and keeping kids from education.
I think one thing that's another misconception is how teachers they don't have control over their curriculum. And I think that is something that a lot of teachers going into the field of teaching, they don't know that until they actually get into, they get in with the school board and they realize they have no say-so and they're stuck following this guide. And they're not able to, deviate from that and actually help their children, excel the way they want them to. They're kind of just following this guideline. And I think that's a huge problem too. They want to do things. They want to try to be more organic and just have all types of different ways to stimulate these young minds. But they're not able to because the school board is having them with this generic, curriculum.
There's so many
a lot of it
things.
has come down to this statewide testing, and that being the biggest push, which is kind of ridiculous because I see it, and even my kids' lives, a big push always comes around this statewide testing time, and that's really does nothing to show. It's not really about the kids. It's about the school and
It's about the
looking
school's
good
results,
and
looking good,
and getting money and
So-
funding.
yeah,
and
100%.
It's so culturally biased, man.
Yeah,
that
it's
exam.
there's so much. We don't have time to get any of that, but
Yeah.
that is a whole topic of
Well,
research.
here's
that's been going
my
on.
long and short of it. I think that it's great that the teachers have a union. I think teachers,
Sure.
like I said,
They need it.
give them. My sister's been a teacher for 20 plus years. She just was promoted to principal of a
Congratulations.
of a bilingual school in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
Very awesome.
And she is the epitome of what an educator should be. So, she has not lost her enthusiasm. She's not lost her love for the kids and her genuine want to make these kids have a better life or enable them to do that. And I think that we've got way bigger problems in other areas of our financial demise here in Chicago. I think that the school system, and it's not really just about the teachers and their strike. It's really about the school system. But if this strike goes through on Thursday and an agreement's not reached, I think that regardless of who's right and who's wrong, the only people that suffer are these kids.
That's right.
100%.
And like I was telling you before,
And
did a little research on what happens if they go on strike, and they've got these they've got these links to where kids can spend their day if the school goes on a strike.
And how much it costs?
I'll tell you what. There's a few places that are offering it, for free, but it's only up to a certain point, and it's first come, first serve.
Of course.
But the places I was looking at that are offering refuge or a place for them to hang out during the day, $60 a day, $80 a day. I mean, that's who can afford that?
Yeah.
You know?
That's ridiculous.
One key thing
city,
is the schools will be open. By the way, the schools will be open. The kids can go to school. They still will offer breakfast and lunch, but they're basically going to sit around in the cafeteria.
Which is a thing, particularly in certain areas of the city. I mean, fuck, some of those kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's some of the only meals.
Well, when you're starting to talk about the homeless
kids.
population of kids that are still registered in school,
And-
they depend on that.
and kids from underprivileged areas,
Yeah.
South Side, West Side, primarily, right? Fuck, some of those kids, they don't get breakfast unless they go to school.
Well, I will tell you this:
Legit.
I'd be
That's why it's free.
way more in favor of pushing funds from Chicago through to this to the school district as opposed to some new museum.
100%. Yeah. It's crazy how
It's
that's
bad for these schools here, man. Like
Yeah.
the selective enrollment for high school, these kids are just going from 8th grade to high school. It is so much pressure. It's more pressure than these kids actually getting into college.
Yeah.
These,
God, I
these
can attest to
kids
you.
are, man, it's a lot of pressure because the CPS system is, let's face it. I mean, do you really want your child going to CPS nowadays?
Right, we just went through that with my daughter.
Yeah,
let me
man,
pose this question:
Mhm.
the decision makers,
Mm-hmm.
where do their kids go to school?
charter schools.
No. I think I think the charter schools,
Private
schools. I
schools.
think people don't found out about the charter schools too. Charter's been having their issues.
They have been having their
They're
issues.
not
That's
going.
true.
Private.
People are not sending their kids to charter schools like they've been doing for like about a good 5-6 years ago. You got the private institutions, which I went to. Mount Carmel Stand Up. We are MC.
Oh, yeah. Mount Carmel. Nice. Got a
Selective-
Bennett Red Wing over here, bro.
There you
Used to
go.
play, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, y'all got crushed.
No,
And
well,
You guys are
not in soccer, bro.
Stupid.
hey, but that's okay. Y'all got a football team?
All right, we do.
Thanks.
All right.
So back to
Private schools.
All right, back to
Private
private schools.
schools.
Yeah.
leaders or decision makers, their children go to either the private schools or the selective enrollment schools.
Correct.
The Walter Paytons,
Jones.
the Jones, Sam goes there. We got him into there. The Whitney Youngs, the Lane Techs,
Not to say that if their kids were going to public schools that they would treat this. Well, maybe they would, but I think that when it really comes down to it, really just got to do, and it goes back to the politics. You just need to do what's best for the city. Come on, teachers union and city and city council figure that shit out, because if the kids are out, that's no good.
Well, here's the
them.
thing, right?
good,
So here's a big problem. So Mayor Lori Lightfoot,
Mm-hmm.
the Lightfoot, she's trying to foot fast is what she's trying to do,
Yeah.
but she found out that she's got an anchor on that foot, so she's not as light on her feet as
No,
she would
she's
like to be. And this is why Rom left it for her.
Also, like
What a
the
dick.
like the water meters too.
Oh Jesus! Let's not. Well, we can't get into too much stuff here, but she's proposed a plan to basically put some increases over a 5-year period.
Yep.
But all the teachers union is like, yo, we need the support for the class size, right? We need support. We need more administrative folks. We need more teaching assistants. Here's what here is legitimately
Counselors, school-like therapists or
counselors,
which
all
is
that.
critical.
They need all of those nurses. They're like, literally, the teacher is like, okay, you're saying that we need a nurse in every school, we need a counselor in every school, but we don't have the funds to even hire them. Now, here's a problem though. I don't know the statistics on this. It hasn't been in any articles that I've found as of yet, but they're basically saying like, well, we're not finding a lot of qualified people to even fill these fucking positions. So, folks, if you want to go into a good career and you're a young person going to college, consider going into those fields because there are jobs. Everybody, this is a thing that's off topic a little bit. I don't want to get into it too much, but we have a whole education system that's like pushing, become a computer engineer. It's like, yo, there are like some legit jobs that will pay you very, very well that are not being promoted right now. And that's like a big one, right?
Plus, I know a ton of computer engineers that are don't have careers.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
Yeah, exactly. And here, my mom is a special education administrator for a school district in the burbs. And she's told me stories of people and candidates that she's had to scour through. And they're just not up to snuff for what is required of them. And then you get folks who are in the jobs and they're not. There's a whole lot of things that are really are messed up. So this is where we have this standstill, right? We've got things that are being asked for, and we've got the city who's like, we only have so much funds, and based on our research, we don't even know, even if we had the money for all this, we don't know if we can fill these positions. So what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, and the amount of money they're talking about releasing doesn't even put a dent in the real problem. I mean, and I think that's probably part of the problem that the city of Chicago is facing, is that they just don't have enough money to really make a difference. But I don't know. You got to figure something out. Yeah.
Or do they? Right. Exactly. Dun. Jail fans.
By the way, that's one thing that I was not used to when I first came to Chicago is union.
Oh yeah.
Like we don't have union where I'm from.
Yeah, not in Texas.
Like I was a real estate developer in Texas, and when I found out how much union guys make for like doing sheetrocking and stuff like that, there's a reason why rents here through the fucking roof.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, that's the one thing that
unions are great. I think unions are great in every aspect for protecting those workers, but I think everything gets out of hand.
As actors, we've got a union, SAG-AFTRA or
Absolutely.
Equity, right?
That's true.
I mean, there are certain standards that need to be held accountable for people working in
I just
tough
think
conditions.
that when either side takes advantage and pushes, beyond what is acceptable or reasonable, I just think it's doing nobody any good.
That's true.
That is 100%
right.
accurate. 100%.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, so we'll see
Hope
what
they figure that shit out.
Yeah, we'll see how things progress.
We'll see Thursday.
On Thursday, if it goes through or if they figure their shit out. It looks like, I
Apparently
think
Saturday was a good day. But
Yeah, I do think
I think
Mayor Lori Lightfoot is legitimately trying to find a solid solution based on what she's looking at.
Yeah.
She seems like she might work out, which is good.
I hope so.
I hope so too. She's
I
doing
hope so,
some
too.
good things. Most of the things I'm seeing she's doing, I'm happy with thus far. But this is a situation, and it's gonna look. This might be a growing pains situation, where it's like we have to tough it out until shit gets fixed, and it might be a generation or two before it does.
Well, she's got ganas either way, which is slang for like she's got balls,
right?
In Spanish, ganas.
Yeah.
So she's got balls either way for stepping into that position in this city.
Yep.
Anytime you do that in a city like Chicago, you inherit a lot of issues that you eventually could get blamed for or be be drug into. But hopefully she works out and that she's good for the city.
That's right. Yeah, and hopefully this situation gets resolved. We will post the links to some of the articles that we had for this, so you all can do some reading on your own, our valued listeners. And we may bring this up again after Thursday and talk about it a little bit more, give you an update. But this is a big issue in Chicago. This has been going on for a long time since Rom.
July.
Yeah, for a long time. So
this strike negotiation has been going on since like July, right?
Correct.
It's rough.
Yeah. In fact, I believe they postponed it before the transition.
Absolutely.
Rom was like,
we're
gonna put this shit on hold.
I'm
hey,
out.
Lori, Lori, you in? Tag in, yo. She gets in the ring and she's like,
this shit.
She's got two big burly men running over. She's like,
time out. Hold up. Yeah, man. Hopefully she pull it off.
Give me my harp and my Hermes shoes. Let me fly away. Is what I would want to do. But anyway, moving right along, gentlemen, in
Other News.
Okay, it is time for our favorite segment of the podcast.
You know what time it is.
It is time for
the Jag-Off of the Week.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week's Jag-Off is none other than Jimmy Kimmel. What a piece of garbage. I can't stand this motherfucker. I really
tell us,
can't
tell us how you really feel.
You know who grinds my gears?
Who's
Jimmy
that,
Kimmel.
Justin?
Jimmy fucking Kimmel. Okay, first of all, I remember this guy when he was on The Man Show and when he was the host of Ben Stein's Money show. Do you guys remember watching that? Do you remember Ben Stein, the Bueller guy? Bueller, that guy. And then he had the game show on the Game Show Network. It was like Win Ben Stein's Money.
Damn.
Fucking Jimmy Kimmel hosted that show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. And I thought he was hilarious on the Man Show, whatever. Now he's all of a sudden on a fucking late night talk show, and now he's the fucking poster child, political voice for all people, talking about all like, bro, like he's talking about women's issues. I'm like, dude, do you remember? Does nobody remember this guy on the Man Show talking about slamming puss? And like he literally did a challenge where he was like, I bet you I can take your bra off from in front of you in less than 10 seconds. Nobody remembers this shit. Nobody remembers this guy.
I'm a black dude, man. I ain't watched the bro show, man.
Well, you saved yourself a lot of turmoil because holy fucking shit, dude. So anyway, all right, here's why he's the jag-off of the week. And we've got 3 actors here, so we all watch the video.
Yeah.
We will post the video so y'all can watch it for yourselves and you can tell us what you think. But here's basically what happened. Jimmy Kimmel had Joaquin Phoenix on his show.
Phenomenal actor, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen the movie Joker yet. I need to go. I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go this week. I was gonna go yesterday. I didn't go. We all know why. Anyway, I hear it amazing stuff.
Absolutely.
Joaquin Phoenix, amazing actor. If you haven't seen Her, he is amazing in Her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, great actor, right? I mean, fucking Gladiator is one of my favorite movies of all time. He's phenomenal in that.
Yeah.
The dude fucking crushes his roles. He's like the next Daniel Day-Lewis. The dude crushes. Okay. Now he's on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. First, two things that piss me off. Number one, he's like, "Oh, are you good at dancing? Whatever." He's like, "Yeah, I'm best at breakdancing, but I really just did it for myself. I didn't do it for any accolades, blah blah whatever." And Jimmy goes, "Oh, so you're just in your room by yourself on a piece of cardboard?"
Yeah.
And then Joaquin responds, "Well, you're making fun of it, but it's pretty serious."
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. He really kind of took. He was like, "Damn,
yeah,
dog,
dude,
he's
like
laughing, but it's
fuck
really serious."
you, bro.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Kimmel just laughs, goes, "I know. No, you don't, you motherfucker.
Right.
You don't know because you haven't done shit
You
since
know-
the Man Show. Go fuck yourself.
Jimmy Kimmel's not doing no windmills and shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This bro doesn't know shit. But here's the thing that really, really got me.
Yeah, if he had done that kind of shit, he would know.
He would know.
That's no joke.
No, it's no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah. So here's the real thing that got me though. Okay. So a little bit later in the fucking thing. Okay. They had a clip from when he was preparing for a scene.
Right.
And it's basically, and they caught him, and like Joaquin did not know that they had this clip. It was like, "Hey, we got a surprise clip."
No, but we don't think he did.
We don't think he did.
If this was part of his plan with Jimmy Kimmel, then yeah, sorry, Jimmy, whatever.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like it.
It didn't seem like it from.
Watch the clip and you'll see.
Joaquin was a great actor, though, man.
Yeah,
he could have been acting like if that's the case. Then
yeah, but I don't know. That seems. It
seemed
didn't
real.
seem like him. It would seem kind of cheesy for him to throw that out there to then pretend like he didn't know and he was embarrassed. Why would you do that? I mean, it's not something you want to be seen.
And if you watch the rest of his interview, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would do something like that.
No, and it's not something
seems
he
like a
wants
genuine
out there.
dude. Yeah,
he wanted
exactly.
to just
He
go
didn't
on
want
with the
that out
conversation.
No, he did not want that out there. So here's what happened. It's a clip of Joaquin where he's trying to prepare for a very serious scene, and they're in a very confined space. It looks like they're in like an apartment room or some shit, and he's basically complaining about some of the producers or audio guys whispering.
Cinematographer.
Thank you. The cinematographer whispering to people, making fun of him for looking like Cher. All of this stuff, and he's swearing. He's like obviously upset. He's trying to, he's focused. We all know this because we're all actors. For those people out there who are not actors or don't know about the process, there are some scenes that we have to do sometimes where, it's difficult to put yourself in the mindset of something you might not normally do. You're thinking about the death of your mother or something.
You need to have that core vulnerability. You got to be able to get to that place. You got to get to that place as fast as you can. Right. You got to sit in it.
You got to sit in it, and you got to be in it for the scene as soon as they yell action.
Right.
And then you got to do that when you've got a bunch of motherfuckers watching you. It's not like you're just in a room by yourself and you're doing it. There's people fucking with equipment watching you do it. I mean, it's not a tough gig. Or, I mean, it is a tough gig, rather. So, anyway, he's in this thing, right? This guy's whispering, cinematographer's whispering, and he's basically yelling and swearing at the guy, right? Jimmy Kimmel pulls the clip.
He wasn't even really yelling. He was he used some curse words, but, I mean, you got to watch the clip because he reacted I think in a way that most people would. But and on top of that, you should have on a closed set when you're shooting a product and then it's supposed to be put together and then a final film. You should have some privacy. There's going to be things that happen on a closed set that it's a closed set for a reason. It's not meant to be privy for other people to know or see. And when you're in and you're trying to get in a certain headspace and you're in a state of mind and you're getting ready to do something serious, and come on, if you think about it, the Joker role is not the Joker, right? It's a Joker, but it's some seriously mental shit. You've got to get into a headspace that is super heavy.
And this Joker movie is not like some of the other ones. This is
and that's what we're talking about.
It's like an origin story, but it's not really a superhero film.
It's not a lot of gun shooting and all that violence.
It's a drama using the Joker. And it's really talking about our situation today from all the reviews that I've listened to and whatnot. I haven't seen it, but even though I haven't seen it, I still recommend everybody go see it. It looks phenomenal. But yeah, so he ends this clip, and you can watch the clip for yourselves. We'll post it, like I said. But Joaquin looks visibly upset and annoyed, and he says that, and he apologizes and everything and all that jazz for that. But to do that as a late night talk show host.
It wasn't just that, but he kind of was throwing Joaquin under the bus, and he was laughing about it.
Yeah.
And like, ha, 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 you got like...
we got to blame Sheriff for this.
Your producer sent us this.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 who's Larry? Ha, 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 ha. And
yeah,
Joaquin was just kind of like...
He's like, can we move on? Can we go move to something else?
But one part that was that really kind of like stand out is when Joaquin said, you know what, I'm going to have my publicist issue a statement tomorrow. I'm going to apologize. And then Jimmy's like, yeah, you should apologize.
Yeah,
he's like, I think you should.
You should.
That's why for a second you wonder if Joaquin knew it was going to come out or not. But it really would blow my mind if he did, because the reaction seemed like an honest reaction to it.
It did.
And just kind of crazy. Because, again, what he was trying to accomplish as an actor – and he even says it at the end. He kind of even says it like, but seriously, he shouldn't have been doing that. Like,
he's like,
you don't have, when you're trying to get into a serious, deep headspace, you don't want to fucking hear somebody on set whispering or joking around,
cracking
or laughing,
jokes, because that's not your job.
And unless that's happened to you and you don't understand what that feels like, then you can't sympathize with him. But as an actor, I totally fucking get it, and I think it was a dick move.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, no, total jag-off move. That's why he's the jag-off of the week. And look, there was something that came out. Norm, who's not with us right now, had mentioned to me yesterday that there was an article, and maybe this was the publicist thing to spin it, was that, Joaquin knew about it, was a planted thing, trying to spin it in a positive light. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't. Again, we all watched it again before we went on. He looks like he genuinely was... Because he seems like the type of guy to me who wouldn't do something for a publicity stunt.
Well, and it wasn't fucking funny. The clip that Jimmy Kimmel showed wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny either.
It wasn't fucking funny. It was like you could tell he was in his element, trying to get into a state of mind, and you could tell that he was visibly being thrown off by whatever was happening in the background. And a cinematographer, look, this is not some rinky-dink set.
No.
You should fucking know. I don't know the cinematographer. I don't know exactly what happened, but anybody on set, quiet on set is for a reason.
Yes.
Maybe the director.
Right. For real.
The director can call some things, but typically when you're getting ready to shoot a scene, especially a heavy scene, you give the actor a moment to prepare and get in that headspace, and it's fucking quiet.
There's
not whispering.
The fuck
Hey,
up.
Yeah.
I've been on sets today like, yo, shut the dude, you would get chewed the fuck out, man. They'd take that serious. So I'm really surprised that this dude was able to get under his skin because he obviously was just fucking with him. He just talked because Joaquin was so frustrated
too.
He might have laughed at it at first. You know how
not Joaquin, but the cinematographer might have thought he was just like kind of joking around, being lighthearted. Because Joaquin earlier in the interview said it was a relatively lighthearted scene. set, and it was fun and everything else. But in any business, you have to know when it's time to joke around, when it's time to be, like
serious.
that, and when it's time to be serious and especially if you're at that kind of a level. It's crazy. It's weird.
He's at
I'm
the highest
super
level.
Interested to find out whether that was part of the gig or not, but I can't imagine because the clip that they showed, it just wasn't fucking funny.
No, it wasn't funny, and his
it
reaction
wasn't like
was
even
earnest, and he seems like the type of guy who doesn't need to do a publicity stunt. He's like, yo, go watch my film, is the type of the guy he would be. Like, the proof is in the pudding.
It's a dude that just said he didn't need accolades for breakdancing.
Right, exactly.
Right, there you go.
Exactly.
He's like, I'll break dance.
Good point.
Bro.
He broke down.
Whether it was on a
break
carpet
dancing
or
in his room alone.
cardboard.
Unreal. So, and here's a funny thing. So we're gonna give a quick shout out also to Da Bearman, because the Bearman is on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, I think.
Bearman's on Jimmy Kimmel tonight?
He's with Jimmy's little
we should have
assistant,
saved this.
Guillermo.
Maybe we should have saved this part until
That's
after.
cool.
No,
funny.
fuck it, because look, because the Bearman made a post about
Sorry,
it.
Bearman.
Yeah, dude, I know. I even made a post about this on the Bearman's. He made a comment on his Facebook thread. I made a comment. I was like, "Well, I wish it was Conan, but have fun," because Conan would not pull that shit, bro. I like Conan. I like Jimmy Fallon. Fuck Jimmy Kimmel, bro.
Fallon wouldn't have did that either.
No, Fallon is no man.
I
Fallon
think
is
there's just a
goofy guy.
certain point, even if it's a comedic show, there's just a mutual respect you should have for someone in their profession.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe just because Jimmy's never really actually acted, he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. He's like, oh yeah, we can make a spoof out of this.
So crazy.
Or somebody was trying to
They
get back at Joaquin.
may have
and
all
maybe
thought
they're
it was a
friends.
good idea.
Yeah,
we,
who
and
knows?
we could all be totally wrong, and they
Right.
could have been in on it and whatever. And Joaquin just played us for a fool because he's just such an incredible actor. But it really, if you watch it, it'd be cool to hear some opinions from your listeners. I mean, because
Yeah. If when we post the video, please comment, let us know. Feel free to share what you think after
I
you
didn't
watch
think
the
that
clip.
shit was funny.
I didn't think it was funny either. It pissed me off as an actor. Like, and I just got, this is a bit of a plug for me, but I just got cast in a short film for a lead role.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And now I'm beaming. I'm blushing now.
Yes, dude.
But
And our next guest is Justin Jawar.
Is your name Jawar? Who are you?
Is Jawar short for Jaworski?
Are you with Jaworski? No. Yeah. God, we were making
Congrats,
fun of that.
dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But after I literally had just watched that clip, so I told the director, I'm like, yo, when we're about to roll, no talking, because I might need to, because there's some heavy shit in the stuff I'm gonna be in. I'm like, yo,
I can't wait
and she's like, I totally get it. Yeah, I will kick everybody the fuck out of the room if I need to. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
And see, that's
She knows what the fuck
what's
she's
crazy
doing.
is when you talk about that, when we're talking about like short films and indie films and stuff like that. This didn't happen on a rinky-dink deal. This was,
Yeah, this is a major
top
production.
of the line
Yeah.
production.
The fuck?
The highest level. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Just shut. Just shush. Stop trying to be funny, man.
And the funny thing is, he's no longer really that funny. He's trying. That's his attempt at being funny.
I was talking
which is
about
why his ratings are going down.
I was talking
by
about the cinematographer trying to be funny.
Oh, that too.
Talking shit.
Yeah,
to,
well, let me tell you. Hey, cinematographer, you're a jagoff, and Jimmy
Unless
Kimmel.
you want me to work with you.
Yeah, right. Unless you're
Unless
gonna
you've got a role for me.
Unless you're gonna roll, then we're definitely.
we're opportunists
Shot
too.
ourselves in the foot.
If you
Yeah, I
need
know,
to
right?
whisper, you do what you need to do, bro. No, you're a jagoff cinematographer, Larry, and Jimmy Kimmel. You're even a bigger jagoff for doing. Like, if I'm Joaquin Phoenix, I'm not going back on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Fuck you, Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck you, dude. You're gonna pull some more shit on me? Go fuck yourself. And for that, you're the jagoff of the week. Fuck you, Jimmy. You want to give
All right.
TJ? You want to give him the old? Give you the final word to call him a jagoff if you want.
Don't be a jagoff, man.
There
It's
you
just
go.
not cool.
It's not
There
good.
you
Best
go.
or what's your favorite Joaquin Phoenix movie?
Glad.
Well, I haven't seen the Joker yet, so oh man, he was really good in her. But yeah, dude, I mean, Gladiator's like my favorite movie of all time, man. So I'd have to
Yeah,
agree.
that's
I mean,
funny.
he crushed
I love
that
that
role.
movie.
I mean, you
hated him.
him, man.
I'm really
Cassius.
partial to like Signs.
Yeah,
He was good in
there,
Signs. He
too.
was funny. He was good in
And,
Signs. That's a great
and,
movie too.
God, shoot, I can't believe I'm forgetting
Worst
the
role,
name.
M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. I saw him in
No,
that. I was like,
dude,
get the
I
fuck
love The
outta
Village,
here.
bro. Fuck
I was
off.
like, get
love-
outta here,
I'm gonna
dude.
say it. I love the movie The Village.
Honestly,
I
it
love
wasn't a
that
bad
shit.
movie, but his role, I was like,
No,
oh,
it
shit,
was
Joaquin
good, bro.
Phoenix?
The part
Adrian
where
Brody's in. I'm like, what the fuck?
let me tell you what, dude. I get goosebumps every time I see the part where she's standing at the door and the creatures are coming.
Yeah.
And like you just see his hand like grab her hand and move. Bro, I get goosebumps, bro.
It's
Don't listen to Justin, Joaquin. I loved your role in The Village.
That's right.
Bro, if you ever want me to work with you, I will.
Yeah, likewise.
Hey,
all of us would.
I'll work with you, man.
Yeah. Yo,
because I know Joaquin Phoenix is listening.
I know, right?
Yeah,
hey,
right.
Joaquin Phoenix caught this.
Dude,
He's like, is someone
Bro, don't mess
talking
up-
about me?
Don't mess up my last name, bro, because
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is watching.
Or he's like, guys, shh, quiet.
Wish those guys would shut the hell up.
I'm trying to think.
fuck you guys.
Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, you're the Jag off of the week. Go fuck yourself, you Jag off. All right, gentlemen, that was an edition of the Chicago 60 Podcast.
Great show today.
A great show. Yes, we got through a lot of great shit. I first would like to thank our special guest, TJ Karam, for being
Absolutely.
here. Thank
TJ,
you,
you
sir.
were great today, man.
I mean,
It's great
dude,
having you, brother.
crushing it. You're fucking crushing it,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Yeah, bro.
TJ, what before we end, we always like, particularly for our guests, anything you want to plug real quick? Where can people find you?
Yeah,
Your
you
social
guys.
media, whatever.
We're getting ready. We're in our financial raising phase of the second race for the Indiana Film Race.
That's great.
Too much info to even put out here right now, but follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Indiana Film Race. We've also got IndianaFilmRace.com that we're updating right now, but our second race will be run in June of 2020, and we will start to put out applications for teams that want to join sometime in the beginning of the year. Short plug on it, Indiana Film Race is 3 film teams that race through the state of Indiana. They shoot one day in 5 counties, one day in each county, which is 5 total counties, so 5 days of filming, and then they have a month to edit their short film, and the winner gets a $10,000 prize, an entry to the Heartland Films Festival shorts, and a bunch of other cool stuff. But we shoot this, and we follow them with our BTS crews, and the goal is to...
That's behind the scenes.
Behind
for those
the
who don't know.
scenes, BTS is behind the scenes, sorry. But the end result is we film everything that they're doing, and the whole quest is they shoot this short film, and then we turn it into episodic format so that viewers can get a real inside look into what it takes to shoot a short film.
That's man.
Yeah,
that's
while
great.
showcasing Indiana and the beautiful spots to shoot in.
Yeah, we here at the Chicago City are huge supporters
Absolutely.
of the Indiana Film Race. We were there for the first opening night.
Yeah.
We've been, our boy Landon Smith is there.
Absolutely.
Joe Boozer,
Joe
all those
Boozer.
guys.
Booze.
we
Rachel Murphy.
we're all part of a short film.
Artur Fagundes.
Artur
Arthur, what's up, man?
Gunje.
So
Yeah,
and we all filmed a film called Tribes. So
It's
that's
coming. It's coming. Wait for that, y'all.
There's
It's coming
a
soon.
bunch of stuff. TJ is an awesome person. We worked with him. He's an awesome person. So go follow the Indiana. We'll be plugging all the Indiana Film Race stuff on the page over the next coming days when we have stuff coming out for TJ.
Yeah.
So you'll get all the links about that. So you
Yeah.
definitely go check that out. What's one more time, TJ? What are the social media stuff for that?
Indiana Film Race.
Indiana Film Race. Just
Check
look
it
it
out.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
You lazy bums. Go look it up. All right, cool. So, yeah, again, thank you, TJ. I want to thank Ron Russell, my co-host, for being here also. Thank you, sir.
Hey, I'm always loving being here, man. My pleasure. I'm just happy to
Excellent.
be
Thanks
here,
for having
man.
me, guys.
Absolutely.
Always.
And so
It's fun.
if you liked what you heard, you love hearing from guests like TJ, and you want to see more of that first, you also need to, if you're watching this on Facebook Live, you need to follow and hit the like button for this page. Please go do that. Chicago 60 SIXTY. Go there so we can keep bringing you amazing content like this. And oh my God, so much other shit is happening. I can't even begin to tell you because we've run out of time. But do that. Also, you need to go to YouTube and hit subscribe and then the notification bell because we have sketch comedy. We have so many other things. Bing that shit. Ding that shit. Subscribe to that shit. So much content is coming out soon. I cannot even tell you. So if you don't do that, you're going to miss out because eventually I mean, we got new equipment coming up. These Facebook Lives are going to be cut to 30 minutes. You're not even able to see this shit, yo.
Hey, y'all, we're going to be on YouTube Live in a minute. We're going to be streaming.
Oh, my goodness.
We catching up with the technology, y'all. Just stay tuned. It's coming.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. And we
We'll
got
be streaming.
short
We'll be
films,
streaming,
comedy
yeah.
sketches, all clips from these podcasts. I mean, everything is on YouTube. So if you don't subscribe, you don't hit the notification bell, you're going to miss out on all of that content. Also, if you're listening to this on iTunes right now, hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review because you think we funny. You know you like guests like TJ and Ron. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
you got to help us out so we get up in those rankings for Chicago and people can learn about cool people like TJ doing shit in the city. Awesome topics that we're talking about tonight. So help us out with that. We're going to be on Spotify soon. And also, if you like the IG, the Instagrams on the gram.
You like the gram.
The scale, are you grams or are you pounds? Well, we're on the grams. So do that. It's Chicago_60. Chicago_60, the number. So go do that. All right. Well, gentlemen, that was the podcast. We have to end every podcast with the exact same phrase.
That's right.
TJ, I don't know what your favorite football team is. From being from
Cowboys
Texas. Are you a Boys fan?
Hate
Are
the
you
Cowboys.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Texans fan?
No, I
don't
grew
think they do.
up
Uh-oh. Drum roll.
a Brett Favre fan. But I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, so I've dropped the Packers.
Oh, thank God. Oh, my God. You just saved us. Because I can tell. Okay,
Dude.
you just
And
saved.
I'm hearing. So I mean, it's
I
been
think-
since Brett Favre left. I haven't been a Packers fan. So.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha. Okay. Phew.
Thank
So-
you
But
for
that
building.
would've made- you
Thank
can't-
you for building up the drama. That's
Yeah.
so
Holy
TJ.
shit.
'Cause it was about to get
This
ugly.
is about to
up
get
on this
real ugly,
man.
motherfucker. Yeah. Okay, well, what are your feelings towards the Bears? Are you positive towards them at all?
You know,
This is where you say yes.
I am, man. I want to get behind the Bears, and this year I was super excited because, you know, number one, Chicago sports are fantastic.
Thank you.
The year I got here, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that the reason why the Cubs won is because I came to
Thank
Chicago.
you. Thank you.
They
Thank
won
you.
shortly after.
Sure, Cub fans will take that.
We'll take
that
it.
was my first experience with Chicago sports, and it was fucking fantastic. I'm actually trying to get behind the Sox too. I've been to a Sox game, and that
Thank
was a
you,
lot of
TJ.
fun.
Because South Side
I think
needs some
there's
support
enough
too.
room to
man.
like
It
two
is.
teams in Chicago.
Yes, it is.
I'm not a Chicago native, so I don't have to be. I don't have to be like biased to one team or the other. And
Nope.
I fucking love, beyond anything, my favorite absolute thing to do ever is go see a Blackhawks game.
Oh, yeah. Die
It is the best, from the standing and cheering during the national anthem to it's the best thing after every goal. Love the fucking
Nice.
Blackhawks. And
great
I want
atmosphere.
to get behind the Bears.
Well, you can
do.
start tonight
Okay.
by uttering our favorite phrase of all time. The
right.
way we end
I'd be happy
every
to.
Chicago 60 episode.
Every
And
night.
that is...
Bear down and fuck the Packers.
All right. Thank you again to TJ Karam, to Ron Russell, and thanks to you for watching and
All right.
listening. We will see you next week.
Holla. See y'all.